Hey, it's Derek Hagan. I'm a financial therapist specializing in mindfulness and meaning in life, here with another money health conversation where we're going to talk about authenticity and living a good life. Now, when we talk about living authentically, what we're saying is we're living a life that's true to who we are. We're taking our values and we're taking our actions and we're kind of intersecting those two things. So we want to think about authenticity as living a life that's true to ourselves instead of a life that other people expect. And I say that because the default mode for many of us is to kind of hop on this wheel of success. And what that means is a lot of people think that success means getting what we want. So we do all this work, we spin our wheels to get what we want, and it makes us happy, makes us feel good for a little bit, and then we get used to it. And once we get used to it, then we need to keep doing it again. So then we can redefine that equation as continuously or continually getting what we want. But even that's not enough because we're social creatures and social comparison is such a big thing that it's not enough to just get what we want or continually get what we want. We need to continually get more than others. But this just keeps us spinning around on this hamster wheel. And so let's break that down. Success. That's getting what you want. But remember, getting what you want is something that's sort of works in the short run. It kind of feels good, but you have to continuously get what you want. Right? So now that we changed the equation from getting what you want to continuously getting what you want, but we are social creatures. So now this becomes continually getting more than others. So we've got ourselves a situation where we're trying to continuously get more than others. And that hamster wheel that we're talking about, that leads to burnout. You can't keep going this way. And so living authentically means shifting this around and saying, what do we want? Because we don't want to lie on our deathbeds and look back on our lives and regret something. Now, nobody sits on their deathbed and says, I regret not buying more crap. I wish I would have bought more crap. Nobody lies on their deathbed and says, I wish I spent more time with my money, or I wish I would have ruined more relationships so I could have got ahead. No, people on their deathbed regret not doing the important things. That's the importance of living authentically. And in order to live authentically, we need to know who we are. So I like to use a tree metaphor for this. If I walk into the woods and go on a hike, I see a lot of trees. But specifically, I see a lot of trunks. There's a trunk here, there's a trunk here, there's a trunk here. And those trunks represent our social identity. This is what sets us apart. This is who I want you to think I am. And this is who you want me to think you are. These are the personas that we play, the masks that we put on. And this is incredibly important. I don't mean this to say that we should ignore our social identities because we live in a society. So sometimes we have to wear different hats. Sometimes we have to be a good boss, a good colleague, a good worker, a good sympathetic listener, a good partner, a good parent. Right? The trick is to understand who we are underneath those. And when we have identity crises, sometimes many of us look up. And when we look up, when you're in the forest, you see the canopy. And when you're in the canopy, when you're looking at the canopy, it's not as easy to tell, almost impossible to tell which leaf belongs to which branch, which belongs to which trunk, because the canopy is what connects us all. And that's kind of our worldview. That worldview is how we relate to others. Our worldview is how we reach out. And this might seem all fine and good. The problem is, if something happens, something outside of the control of this tree happens, a big wind can come through and take care of the canopy, shakes our worldview. A bigger storm, tornado type, might come through and rip up the trunk. Because now we got to think about looking down. Looking down are the roots. And the roots is our core identity. That's who we are when there's nobody left to impress. The roots are who we are if we were on a desert island somewhere. And the thing about the root work is, with an undeveloped root system, a little squirrel or the tiniest breeze will topple this tree over because there's nothing supporting it. But if you've got a well-developed root system, even if a tornado comes through and rips the whole thing away, it will grow back because that's where resilience lies. Living in alignment with your core identity. This recognizes that you need to know who you are so that you can live in accordance with who you are. And that's how you look back on your life and say, that was a meaningful life. What can you do to live a meaningful life? You get this one life. Live intentionally.